The first incorporated city in the United States. The home of painter Frederick Edwin Church of the Hudson River School. The home of the Livingston family. The first public school in New York State. The first known definition of the cocktail. A 200-acre sculpture park. Antiques, antiques, and antiques. 635 square miles of valley, hills, farms, and villages. On Cidiot, we often go places we're curious about, and I encourage people to go down roads you haven't gone down and learn things that you didn't know. I want you to experience something new, something different, something you might like that you never know you would like. In the Hudson Valley, we are surrounded by beauty, by the present, by the past, by food, by water, by nature, and by utter uniqueness. And today, I have someplace special to take you.
Down in the valley, moved up from the city. It's a new way of living and I'm trying to get used to it. One park coolers have an ounce of an idiot. Ordered a Manhattan and they call me a Cidiot. At first I hurt my feelings, but it's kinda got a ring to it. When you move to the country, they can tell when you're new to it. I'm looking at a place, but I'm trying to keep fitting in. It takes too long to be a local, so for now I'm a Cidiot.
I'm Mat Zucker, and this is Cidiot, learning to live and love life in the Hudson Valley. So there are 10 counties that make up the Hudson Valley region, and today I'm going to focus on one that has particular personal connection for me, Columbia County. Brian and I moved here almost 2 years ago, but I honestly still feel new to it. I mean, I know what I know, but I still feel Cidiot, getting my baby goat legs, hungry for more. And that's my job, to open your eyes with mine to things that inspire you to, as I end every episode, come visit. So where to begin? Well, for me, it starts with the contrasts. New York City has the energy, but Columbia County has the air. Coming here, I traded riding the subway for walking outdoor trails. And while I do visit Manhattan frequently, for sheer enjoyment and lifestyle, I haven't looked back. Columbia County is roughly a 2-hour drive from New York City or an Amtrak ride. It's directly west of the Berkshires and south of Albany. A lot of you know Hudson or Chatham, but there's 635 square miles to explore, from Kinderhook and New Lebanon in the north, and Hillsdale in the east, to Germantown and Clermont in the south. There's just more to experience. In fact, I find that there's something for every type of passionista, and I'm going to talk you through a slew of my favorites for the foodies out there, for the outdoors types, and for those who need cute shopping and something to come home with. You might be among more than one type for your trip. Most people are. So get ready for a very personal and Cidiot guide to a place I live and one I think you should visit. And you won't just hear from me. In our audio postcards, you'll hear from local types who are vying for you to come visit them. They're competing for your attention. Thanks Columbia County Tourism for working with me on this. Consider this episode an open invitation. Not just from me, but from an entire county that's ready for its close-up this summer. Hungry? Like most of the Hudson Valley, Columbia County is a foodie paradise. Hudson itself will fill a book, but you'll find a taste of everything you like throughout the county. And wherever you go, you'll see notes about which farms the food is from. Farm to table here is likely from down the road. In this part one for foodies, I'm going to take you on a tour of cafes, country diners, finer dining, and farmers markets. Let's start with country cafes. Starting in Hudson, there are a lot of cafe spots, including Kitty's, right across from the Amtrak station. And then in the center of the town along Warren Street, you'll find the Maker Cafe and Little Rico. They're both open every day if you can believe it. That's something in the country. If you need a coffee break, you'll find a lot of choices, including Wild Hudson, Moto, as in motorcycle, and Supernatural. And if you just want a great breakfast sandwich, or maybe a pastrami at lunch, stop by Levanitis Sandwich Bar, where I work in the Cannonball Factory. Now, things stay delicious as you get out of town. On the outskirts of Hudson is Quinny's in Claverick. With its farmhouse vibe, Quinny's is where I often go for a chicken sandwich on a GF roll, which I'm grateful they offer. It has a beautifully restored barn, and they use local produce and sell Hudson Valley products. On a nice day, sit out at the picnic tables. And if you keep going to Ghent, you'll find Bartlett House, a popular country-style cafe. It's breakfast and lunch with a great bakery. You can even do pickup if you want to take stuff on a hike. Bartlett House also makes their own jam with tasty flavors like cherry apricot and carrot orange blossom. Very cute labels. Now every town seems to have their own cafe or two. Chatham has Fork and Whisk, Hillsdale has Cook and Larder, and also Twisted Sisters Coffee. If you're south in Germantown, there's Otto's with its sandwich counter and market. And if you're out east in Canaan, there's comfort food at Brisket and Birdie. They do takeout and outdoor seating. I just met Anna, a Cidiot listener, who recently moved to New Lebanon, and she told me about Blueberry Hill Market Cafe, open every day but Tuesday. Another spot is diners. I grew up in Jersey going to diners, and if you're looking for old-fashioned country diners, you'll find them all over Columbia County. Up in Spencertown, there's Dan's Diner, a beautifully restored roadside diner from 1925, a real time capsule. Down in Ankrum, by the Taconic Parkway exit, is Stubbs Diner, which just opened up, and I already love the tuna melt. And back in Hudson itself is the new upscale Hudson Diner, where we go weekly. It's a collaboration of a well-regarded local baker and a butcher. Brian likes the Greek salad, and I usually get the special burger. Plus, you can get fancy cocktails. Speaking of drinks, did you know that the cocktail as we know it was actually invented in Columbia County? It's true. One of the first known published definitions of a cocktail appeared right here in the Claverack-based Balance and Columbian Repository on May 13, 1806. The editor defined it as a concoction of spirits, sugar, water, and bitters, noting it was highly effective for politicians because it makes the heart bold while fuddling the head. We've been proudly fuddling heads elegantly ever since. Columbia County today has a ton of local vineyards, cideries, and breweries. It's a great way to spend an afternoon or hop around to a few. Hudson alone has several spots, including Never Still Wine's Tasting Room, which you heard in episode 117, and 3 different breweries. Outside of town in Claverack is Cooper's Daughter Spirits at Old York Farm, which is an adorable cocktail barn and garden and sits right on a stream, which I think would make a nice summer visit. Hillsdale has Rojan Brewing Company, which is a family favorite, not to mention dog-friendly, and right near the hiking trail. If you head south in Ankrum, you can visit Hill Rock Estate Distillery with its fancy whiskey bottles that you might recognize. Also on Route 9 in Clermont is Suarez Family Brewery, which just celebrated 10 years in business. And in Ghent is Hudson Chatham Winery, which was Columbia County's first winery. Now that's a gulp of history, right? Now for finer dining and special occasions, you will find more than burgers and hot dogs, I promise. From episode 89, you might remember Bimmy's Canteen, a beautiful restaurant and an amazing menu. The owners are production designers. Be sure to pop downstairs to see the beautiful Speakeasy Bar. For classic French, there's Chateau 66 in Ghent. City folk may recall the owners who used to own Le Gamin in Chelsea and then in Hudson. Brian and I do a lot of special occasions at a feast in Florida and Hudson. You can even buy a bouquet of flowers on the way out. And in Claverack, way up on a hill, there's nothing like Glock Estate, an over-the-top restaurant and distillery with killer sunset and mountain views of the Catskills. You may not want to wear your overalls, but you will definitely feel very far from the city. One more foodie thing. Most people I know who visit for a weekend or a week will go out some meals and cook in for others. So I want to tell you about a mix of markets and farm stands. If you're here on a Saturday, you're obligated by Cidiot rules to go to a farmer's market. Not only is a farmer's market a good place to shop, but it's where I catch up on all the local gossip. Hudson has one downtown on Saturday, and another one you'll find me at is the Hillsdale Copic Farmers Market. It's at Roloff Jansen Park. This has been a ritual for me, stopping for coffee at Twisted Sisters Coffee Shop, and then taking Nora for a hike up the hill for a killer view before wrapping up at the farmers market on the way out. Another market people rave about, which I just went to, is Kinderhook's. It's on Saturdays in the main square. I recently popped by and I got eggs from Pierre from Overlook Farms, who also runs Slow Food Hudson Valley. You might remember from episode 128. I also picked up some homemade dog treats from a vendor before popping into OK Pantry and the Kinderhook bottle store for a bottle of rosé to bring to a friend's later that day. Great wine shop. Also for food shopping are super local markets, like Hawthorne Valley Farm Store in Ghent, or Talbot and Arding in Hudson, with its gourmet prepared foods and its famous cheese counter. Mascot Garden Market in Kinderhook is also good for veggies and stuff, but admittedly, the draw is also their ice cream counter with clever and awesome flavors. And don't take it all from me. Here's an audio postcard from New Lebanon and Emily from Woodlife Farm Market.
Hi, it's Emily from Woodlife Farm Market in New Lebanon, New York. I hope you'll come visit and check out all of our great offerings. We have fresh sandwiches, local shopping, live music, and seasonal outdoor activities all on our working farm. Fun history fact about New Lebanon, it's one of the first Shaker settlements. Right up the road, you'll find the ruins of Sassafras. You can tour the last standing Shaker chair factory and hike the beautiful grounds to the cemetery where 173 Shakers are buried. In addition to being home to the nation's first pharmaceutical company, New Lebanon is also home to a popular craft brewery, an Italian restaurant with the most amazing popovers, another great local farm market, and an adorable brunch spot. Come explore New Lebanon.
Hungry after all that? I am, but hear one more thing from a local chef.
Hi, I'm Jonas from restaurant Serre in Hudson. I hope you'll come visit Hudson this summer. It's a perfect place to spend a weekend exploring galleries, antique shops, farms, and the incredible food scene throughout the county. Our menu is deeply inspired by the Hudson Valley's farm and seasonal ingredients. See you in Columbia County this summer.
That was a lot of food, so let's walk it off. A big reason a lot of us love leaving the city for the country is for the outdoors and nature. I'm hardly a mountaineer, but I will take a walk. There's so many choices, you might want a head start in navigating. The Columbia Land Conservancy has a website and publishes a map of places to go. And what's great about it is that you can filter it by what you want to do. Go camping, go fishing, go kayaking or canoeing, go swimming, go hunting. Yes, hunting, don't be squeamish, welcome to the outdoors. Go mountain biking. And then people like me will be pleased to know there's even a filter for go to the restroom. And if you're worried about your walking, you can also find a paved or accessible path. Just go to letsgococo.org. I'll put a link in the show notes and on the episode page. Two of my favorites are the trails in Greenport with its meadow walk to the river. There's 5 miles of trails, but one of the shorter ones leads to a pagoda with a view of the mountains and the water. And another I just visited for the first time is called Borden's, just outside of Chatham. Nora and I recently took a long walk along the trail listening to birds and enjoying the outdoors. Now, for those who'd like to walk but want a bit of history, you've heard me talk about Clermont Historic Site. It's the grounds of the famous Livingston family mansion, and right along the Hudson River. There's a huge lawn going down to the river with picnic tables and paths through the woods, as well as all around the house to the garden. Back in episode 21, I share a little bit more about the history, and every time I'm there, I think about how Mary Beekman Livingston had to quickly escape when the British came, so she buried the family silver underground and fled to her cousins in Connecticut. Whenever I'm on a walk at Clermont, I always think I'm going to walk past a dug-up serving piece. Hear more from Emily from Clermont.
Hi, this is Emily from Clermont State Historic Site, located in beautiful Germantown, New York. Did you know that not one, but 2 of our nation's founding fathers are from Columbia County? It's true. Chancellor Robert R. Livingston, one of the drafters of the Declaration of Independence, grew up right here at Clermont. His cousin Philip Livingston, signer of the Declaration of Independence, lived right up the road in Linlithgow. It was the Livingston family's involvement in the rebellion that made their home a target during the war. In fact, the mansion at Clermont was burned to the ground by British troops in October 1777. Luckily, the lady of the house, Margaret, had the place rebuilt just in time for General Washington's visit in 1782. As we celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, there's never been a more perfect time to visit Clermont. Explore the legacies of the illustrious Livingston family, who once owned half of Columbia County, and the untold histories of the enslaved and paid staff whose labor made life at the mansion possible. Before your tour, stop by Otto's Market and pick up some sandwiches for a picnic lunch overlooking the Hudson River in Catskills. Or fuel your hike around the grounds with a cup of coffee from Cups. Visiting Germantown on a summer Saturday? Make sure you stop by the Germantown Farmers Market for delicious fresh veggies and baked goods. After that, a short scenic walk through Palatine Park will bring you to the parsonage, home of the Germantown History Department. Visiting us any other time of year? Don't worry. Germantown has a yearly rotation of town-wide events and festivals that will truly make you feel like you're at home.
If you're a fan of the show, you also know about Olana, since everyone recommends it as their favorite place. And episode 133 was literally a walk through the grounds designed by Hudson Valley artist Frederick Church. This year, as you know, would have been his 200th. Happy birthday, Frederick. But there are also hikes with history that I'm still getting to know. Roelof Jansen Park is in Hillsdale, just outside the hamlet along Route 22. Roelof Jansen is a name you'll see and hear a bit about as one of the earliest settlers and farmers in the New Netherlands colony that is now New York. Let's hear more from a local in Hillsdale.
Hello, I'm Matthew White from the hamlet of Hillsdale, New York, a National Historic District at the crossroads of State Route 22 and 23, where the Hudson Valley meets the Berkshires. Here you'll find delicious dining, including an exceptional brewery and cozy places with great coffee. We also have an historic general store, a flower shop selling seasonal, locally grown blossoms, wine shop, hardware store, kitchen shop with cooking classes, and a new bookshop with books and cake. From our historic town center to the Harlem Valley Rail Trail, Hillsdale is the sweetest rural hamlet around. Pretty as a picture. Discover or rediscover Hillsdale, New York. We are proof that good things come in small packages.
Okay, a few more trail options for you to walk or bike. On the east side of the county, there's the Harlem Valley Rail Trail, with its trailheads in Hillsdale and Copiague Falls. On the west side of the county is the Empire State Trail, with places to pick it up at Clermont, Germantown, Olana, Hudson, Stuyvesant Falls, Kinderhook, Chatham, and more. Also north, near Chatham and Kinderhook, is the Martin Van Buren National Historic Site. When you need a break from the Hudson Valley Revolutionary history, Van Buren's a bit, well, more modern. Think 1837 to 1841. Martin Van Buren was actually the first president, born a U.S. citizen. The Wayside Loop Trail is about 3/4 of a mile, with a bunch of different markers, waysides they call them, which contain information about Van Buren and his farm. And if you're an art person, head to Art Oh My Ghent. I was just there, and I recorded this clip walking just part of its 120 acres. So I'm not just telling you where to go, I'm going there myself. Right now, I'm at Art Oh My, which is a 120-acre architectural park in Ghent. And it's just really a stunning place to walk for the day or for a couple of hours, just seeing all these amazing sculptures. I just saw this 30-foot sculpture that's like these blue clouds by this interesting Scandinavian artist. And now I'm looking at something called Scapegoat, and you know I love goats. And it's basically a goat toy that kind of fell on the ground. It's kind of a monument. It says it's a satire, which is hysterical, but I love it. So just walking along these amazing architectural sculptures, and just find them all over. There's like 4 different areas you can kind of wander for a couple hours. Not a place to bring the dog, but a great place to wander, especially on a summer or fall day. Now, if you're a water person like me, I have a few ideas for you. High Falls is a park also managed by the Columbia Land Conservancy. It's a great spot, especially if it's hot and we want to walk in the shade. Park at the lot off Roxbury Road in Philmont, and then it's about a 1-mile walk to a brand new view stand of literally High Falls. It's Columbia County's highest waterfalls. Back in Philmont's heyday, the waterfall provided power for 17 mills. There's actually 2 paths, one above and one down closer to the water. If you need to get in the water, then head to Lake Taconic State Park in Ancrum. It's a swimming beach, paddle boats, kayak rentals, the whole shebang. Now, if you need to get on the water but not in the water, then head to the Hudson waterfront and take the Hudson Ferry to the lighthouse or to Athens across the river. Their slogan is hilarious. We go both ways. I love taking the ferry. You can't love the Hudson Valley without loving the Hudson River. Now, for those who want to be outside but sit on your butt, there are a few good places to sit for a view, including Sunset, which I like making a destination. Clermont, as I mentioned, has picnic tables on the Hudson, so bring a sandwich. But a real secret one is Harrier Hill Park, just north of Hudson. You make a left to Atlantic Avenue and drive to the very end of Rod and Gun Road. Managed by Scenic Hudson, Harrier Hill Park has a very scenic view of the Hudson and is all about the birds and the views. If, on the other hand, you want more adventure, There's this crazy thing I just learned about. Catamount in Hillsdale, just before you get to the Mass border, is a popular ski mountain in the winter. But in the summer, get this, there's an aerial adventure park with a zip line, if you can believe it. My blood pressure's already up. Last idea. If you want to be outside, but you don't want to be outside, take a drive. There are gorgeous drives across the county, and you will feel delivered to another world. I have a few favorite roads, including Wire Road, just southeast of Hudson, on the way to Clermont. Now, most people are trying to get away from it all when they come upstate for the weekend. But it's also true they want to bring something back, in addition to memories, with a full stomach, of course. The farmers markets mentioned earlier are great if you want to pick up fresh veg or meats or cheeses, and you'll be impressed by what you will spend compared to big city pricing. But I thought I would also share some unique stuff that people often look to the Hudson Valley for. One is antiques. Hudson is quite famous for antiques. In addition to the antique shops all along Warren Street, one destination is Hudson Antiques Warehouse. It's this giant complex near the train station. It's also a great place to go on a rainy or super hot day. Be sure to see the giant giraffe. You can find great antiques all over, from Quitner in Germantown to the old 1811 antique shop in Chatham, and a few in the village of Valencia. And if you're really into shopping for home and something beautiful, Warren Street has a bunch of special places, like Finch, Lily and Lou, and the Quiet Botanist. And for more tabletop, try Berkshire Pottery in Hillsdale, or Hoogs and Crawford Glass in Canaan for hand-blown glass. And when I stopped in for a nice latte at Blue Mountain Chocolate and Gifts in Valencia, I saw some super cute and clever gift ideas, like needle felting kits, which I had never seen before. Unusual is usual here, so bring home something very upstate. As you know, I love Hudson Valley-based brands. Maybe you've seen the Tierra Farm brand of nuts and dried fruits. Well, I just discovered their main farm store, halfway between Chatham and Valencia. In Tierra Farm, there are rows and rows of your bags of nuts, lucky if you can eat them, and chocolate-covered raisins, white chocolate cacao bits, rolled oats, and tons of dried fruits, which I just started to be able to eat. And you may not know this, but as I texted my sister, everything is gluten-free. Plus, they have a coffee brand, and you can get a cup of coffee for free and visit the goats, chickens, and horses right next door, which of course I did. And nearby, Kinderhook Farm Store is the real deal for farm stores and frozen meats. In addition to some pork chops, I picked up a baseball cap for the summer that says grass-fed. Speaking of Kinderhook, here's Bill from Kinderhook, advocating for you to visit there.
Hey, it's Bill from the village of Kinderhook. I love our small village, and I know you will too. We have so much for you to see and do, starting with great collection of 18th and 19th century architecture. But make no mistake, old doesn't mean old-fashioned. In addition to a great Saturday farmers market, you'll find unique shops and restaurants, contemporary art galleries, boutique lodging, great biking, and some of the best pick-your-own around. Hope to see you soon.
I love all these small villages and places. I hope you'll visit and send me your audio postcard from wherever you go. Thank you to Columbia County Tourism for helping me create this special visit and guide that is very Cidiot. I hope you'll come spend a day, a weekend, or a week and create your own adventure here in Columbia County. What I think you'll find is that it's really easy to access by train or car and a really great place to relax. Go to columbiacountytourism.org for more information. Feel free to write into me or to them if you want to know more. I'm Mat Zucker. Come visit.
Down in the valley, moved up from the city. It's a new way of living and I'm trying to get used to it. 1 pot noodles, half an ounce of an idiot. Ordered a Manhattan and they call me a Cidiot. At first I hurt my feelings, but it's kinda got a ring to it. When you move to the country, they can tell when you're new to it. I'm looking at a place, but I'm trying to keep fitting in. It takes too long to be a local, so for now I'm a Cidiot.